Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and good morning to all of you watching virtually. My name is DJ Wright, class of 2001 at Drew, and it's my honor and privilege to be here with you all. I know some of you may be wondering, how could it be a good morning because of the reason we're here? But it's a good morning because we're all here together to celebrate the wonderful life that was, is, and always will be Ajay. We are grateful to his parents for giving him life and bringing his spirit into the world and nurturing him and loving him, his brother for doing the same, and for all of you who I know may feel such a letdown that this was the outcome. I don't have an answer for that. All I know is that we are grateful that we have the ability to be here together with his physical body to do the proper rites and rituals that aren't always afforded to many who go missing. So in that sense, we are grateful that we have him back to say this last farewell. And you'll notice I didn't use the term goodbye. Goodbye means overdone, complete. How can a soul like his ever be gone from our lives? So I know many of you have not experienced a funeral puja before. I would encourage you, after this is all over, to learn a little bit more, and the customs and traditions you're going to see today are absolutely beautiful, and everything is so symbolic and meaningful, and our priest, I know, is going to explain as best as possible in the middle of the ritual some of the things that are going on, so you'll all have the ability to be following. At the conclusion of the formal puja, we're going to hear from some of Ajay's family and friends when they come forward to share a few memories. And I would encourage you all, I know you've been continuously sharing memories, but go to our website and put them all in one spot. I know Drew has a spot as well. We want to make sure his parents and all his family hear all these wonderful stories. And with Facebook and Instagram, it's so hard because everything is kind of spread out all over the land of technology, but if we can try to kind of contain it in one spot for his family, I know they very much would appreciate it. I would ask that if you have a cell phone, other than if you're watching it, especially in this room, if you could just make sure that it's on silent or vibrate, if you will. And then I would ask you all just to close your eyes, take a deep breath, think of that smiling young man who stole so many hearts and minds, and come to a moment of peace as we begin our formal puja.
Om अनादि निधनो देव शंख चक्र गदाधर अक्षय पुंडरीकाक्ष प्रेत मोक्ष प्रदो भव अनादि निधनो देव शंख चक्र गदाधर अक्षय पुंडरी काक्ष प्रेत मोक्ष प्रदो भव अहर हर्नयामानं गामस्वं पुरुषं पशुं वैवस्वत न तृप्तेत सुराप इति दुर्मति ओम जद्देवा देवहेडनं देवा सस्सक्रिमा वयम् अग्निर्मा तस्मादेवसो विश्वान्मुञ्चत गुहासः जदि दीवा जदि नक्तमेनागुषि चक्रिमा वयम् अग्निर्मा तस्मादेवसो विश्वान्मुञ्चत गुहासः यदि जाग्रत् यदि स्वप्नमेनागुषि चक्रिमा वयं सूर्यो मा तस्मादेवसो विश्वान्मुञ्चत गुंहसः पवित्रेस्तो वैष्णव्योर्षवितृवः प्रसवोत्पन्नामि सिद्ध्रेण पवित्रेण सूर्यस्य रश्मिभिः तस्य ते पवित्रपते पवित्रपूतस्य जन्तनमेत्यच्छकेयम् अलिकति जौतिल राख्नुहोस् यसमा जवोस्य जब यास्मद्देघो जब याराति द्वे त्वान्तरित्वा यत्वा पृथ्वे त्वा लोकाशन्नन्ता पितृशतनमसि तिल राख्दिने तिलोस्य सोमदैवत्यो यो तीनटा आउँले यसले हैन चोरी आउँदो हैन हो त्यसरी तिलोऽसि सोमदैवत्यो गोसवो देवनिर्मितः प्रत्नमद्भिपृतः स्वधा पितृलोकान् प्रणाहिन अक्षतचाप अक्षन्नमी मदन्तवप्रियादुघदस्तो घदसभानवो विप्राणविष्टियो मतियो जान्जिन्दते हरि चन्दन श्रीखण्डं चन्दनं दिव्यं गण्डाद्यं सुमनोहरं विलेपनसुरश्रेष्ठचन्दनं प्रत्यगृह्यताम् गङ्गाजल गङ्गे चैमने चैव गङ्गे चैमने चैव गोदावरी सरस्वती नर्मदे सिन्धु कावेरी जलस्मिन् सन्निधिं कुरु राजा सब हाँ सभी कावेरी विरजातोयं वैकुण्ठं रङ्गमन्दिरं प्रवासुदेवरङ्गे सबै अलिकति कावेरी विरजातोयं वैकुण्ठं रङ्गमन्दिरं प्रवासुदेवरङ्गे सप्रत्यक्षपरमं पदम् आवहितास्नादेवी नानार्थिमे सुन्दरी यही गंगे नमस्तुभ्यं सर्वतीर्थसमन्विते पुष्कराध्यानि तीर्थानि गङ्गाधरस्तथा आगच्छन्तु महाभागे स्नानकाले सदा मम पुष्पं श्रीश्चते लक्ष्मीश्च पत्न्या बहोरात्रे पार्श्वे नक्षत्राणि रूपमस्य नद्यातं मिष्ट निखाणा मम मयि खाना सर्वलोकम मयि खाना उत पवित्र निकालो उसको अंगूठी त्यसलाई अर्कोतिर समात्ने त्यसलाई चोप्दै आफ्नो शिरमा चाहिँ मार्जन गर्ने तीन पटक ओम अपवित्र पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थाङ्गतो विवा यस्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्षं सवाह्याभ्यन्तर शुचि स्थानमा पनि ओम पृथ्वी त्या यसलाई काँधमा राख्नु राइट काँधमा यो ओम पृथ्वी त्वाधृता लोका देवी त्वं विष्णाधृता पंचधारे मां देवी पवित्रं कुरु चासनं पवित्रं धारेत ये पवित्र लगाओ शुचिर्भूत्वा धरती माताला नमन गर्ने समुद्रवसने देवी पर्वतस्तन मंडले विष्णुपत्नी नमस्तुभ्यं पादस्पर्श समक्षमे दीप जला हाँ तेज जला अग्निमीडे पुरोहितं यज्ञस्य देवऋत्विजं होतारं रत्नधातमं स्थिरोभविड्डुङ्वा सर्वार्जन्य पृथुर्भव सुखदस्तमग्नेः पुरीघवाहनः पृष्ठो दिवि पृष्ठो अग्नि पृथिव्यां पृष्ठो विश्वा उभधीरा विवसः वैश्वानरः सा पृष्ठो अग्नि सनो दिवा सरिसस्पातु नक्तं दिव्ला प्रार्थना कर हाथ जोड़नी अंधकारो महाघोरो रविर्यत्र न भासते तस्य संतरणार्थाय दीपं दध्यात् नमस्तुते नमस्तो नन्ताय सहस्र मूर्ते सहस्रपादा क्षिशिरो रुहाहवे सहस्रनाम्ने पुरुषाय शाश्वते सहस्रकोटि युगधारिणे नमः दीप नारायणाय नमः आगे हाथ में जले हरि ओम तत्सत विष्णु श्रीमद्भगवत महापुराण पुरुषस्य विष्णु आज्ञा प्रवर्तमानस्य सकल जगत सृष्टि कारणो ब्रह्मणो द्वितीय प्रार्धे श्रीश्वेत वाराह कल्पे वैवस्वतमन्वन्तरे अष्टाविंशतितमे कलियुगे कलिप्रथमचरणे क्रौञ्चद्वीपे अमेरिका नाम देशे तद्देशान्तर्गत न्यू जर्सी अस्मिन् भूमौ 60 संवत्सराणां मध्ये प्रमादिनां संवत्सरे श्रीसूर्ये उत्तरायणे मासानां मासोत्तमे मासे सौरेण चान्द्रेण वैशाखमासे कृष्णपक्षे चतुर्दशी तदुपरि अमावस्यायां परिपुण्यतिथवद्देह आद्य सोमवासरान्वितायां मेषराशिस्थिते श्रीसूर्ये यथाराशिस्थिते चन्द्रमसि शेषेषु ग्रहेषु उपग्रहेषु यथा राशिस्थानस्थितेषु सत्सु एवं ग्रहगणगुणविशेषणविशिष्टायाम् अस्मिन् वेलायाम् अद्देह आजुला था गोत्र काश्यप गोत्रोत्पन्नः हजुरको नाम महेन्द्र शाह नाम्नः सपत्नी सपुत्र सहित अहं मम अस्मत् दिवंगत पुत्र अजय नाम्ना प्रेतस्य
प्रेतस्य
प्रेतत्व
प्रेतत्व
विमुक्तये
विमुक्ते
उत्तमोत्तम
उत्तमोत्तम
लोकफल प्राप्ति
लोक फल प्राप्ति
निमित्तये
निमित्ते
जन्मात्
जन्मात्
षोडश
षोडश
संस्कार
संस्कार
अंतर्गत
अंतर्गत
सबदाहन
शब्दाहन
संस्कारः
संस्कार
षट् पिंडदान
षट्पिंडदान
कर्मणि
कर्मणि
यथाशक्ति
यथाशक्ति
यथा भक्ति
यथा भक्ति
रूपेण
रूपेण
यथा लब्धो
यथा लब्धो
पचारैः
प्रचारैः
सामग्री
सामग्री
सहितः
सहित
देश
देश
काल
काल
समय
समय
परिस्थिति
परिस्थिति
अनुसारेण
अनुसारेण
षट्
षट्
पिंडदान
पिंडदान
कर्मणि
कर्मणि
अहम
अहम
करिष्ये
करिष्ये
यज्ञेन यज्ञमयजं तदेवास्तानि धर्माणि प्रथमान्यासन्नतेहनाक महिमानः सतन्त जत्र पूर्वे शाद्याः सन्ति देवाः। हाथ में लीजिए। पूर्वचारित संकल्प सिद्धिरस्तु काश्यप गोत्रोत्पन्नः महेंद्र बंधु है ना, महेंद्र नामना अहम मम सपत्नी सहित अहम मम मम अस्मत् दिवंगत
दिवंगत
पुत्र
पुत्र
अजय नामना प्रेतस्य प्रथम पिंड स्थाने इदम अवने जन्म ते मया दीयते तवो प्रतिष्ठितां उल्टो गरेर उठिहाल्नु
यसो गर
पुस राख्दैन त्यो सिधा गर्नु पुसलाई हजुर सर। हरिओम तत्सत विष्णु पूर्वचारित संकल्प सिद्धिरस्तु अद्यः काश्यप गोत्रोत्पन्नः महेंद्र नामना सपत्नी सहित अहम मम अस्मत् दिवंगत पुत्र अजय नामना प्रेतस्य द्वितीय पिंड स्थाने इदम अवने जन्मते मया दीयते तवो प्रतिष्ठिताम्। सेकेंड अली सीधा बना रहा अली इसमें से हाँ हरिओम तत्सत विष्णु पूर्वचार्य संकल्प सिद्धिरस्तु अद्यः काश्यप गोत्रोत्पन्न महेंद्र नामना सपत्नी सहित अहम मम अस्मत् दिवंगत पुत्र अजय नामना प्रेतस्य प्रेतत्व विमुक्तये उत्तमोत्तम लोकफल प्राप्ति निमित्तये तृतीय पिंडस्थाने इदम अवने जन्म ते मया दीयते तवो प्रतिष्ठिताम्। हरिओम तत्सत विष्णु पूर्वचार्य संकल्प सिद्धिरस्तु अद्यः काश्यप गोत्रोत्पन्न महेंद्र नामना सपत्नी सहित अहम मम अस्मत् दिवंगत पुत्र अजय नामना प्रेतस्य प्रेतत्व विमुक्तये उत्तमोत्तम लोकफल प्राप्ति निमित्तये चतुर्थ पिंडस्थाने इदम अवने जन्म ते मया दीयते तवो प्रतिष्ठिताम्। हरिओम तत्सत विष्णु पूर्वचार्य संकल्प सिद्धिरस्तु अद्यः काश्यप गोत्रोत्पन्नः महेंद्र नामना सपत्नी सहित अहम मम अस्मत् दिवंगत पुत्र अजय नामना प्रेतस्य प्रेतत्व विमुक्तये उत्तमोत्तम लोकफल प्राप्ति निमित्तये पंचम
पंचम
पिंड
पिण्ड
स्थाने
स्थाने
इदम
इदम
अवनेजनम
अवनेजनम
ते मया
ते मया
दीयते
दीयते
तवो
तवो
प्रतिष्ठिता. हरि ओम तत्सत हरि ओम तत्सत विष्णु 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 पूर्वाचार्य संकल सिद्धिरस्तु अद्य काश्य गोत्रोत्पन्न महेंद्र नाम न सपत्नी सहित अहम मम मम अस्मत् दिवंगत पुत्र अजय नामनः प्रेतस्य प्रेतत्व विमुक्तये उत्तमोत्तम लोकफल प्राप्ति निमित्तये षष्ठ पिंडस्थाने इदम अवनेजनम ते मया दीयते तवो प्रतिष्ठिता. एकचोटि हजुर उठेर यो फुलले चाहिँ त्यो एकचोटि घुमेर छर्केर आउँछ. एकचोटि घुमेर यो यसले जलले छर्किदिने माथि. एक राउन्ड जल छर्किदिएर नेपालीमा भनिदिन्छु हजुरले. Good morning, everybody. I cannot explain the English. I don't have good English, but I will try. Is first of all we pray to the God, Lord Vishnu, and the Yamaraj, means Dharmaraj.
God of death.
Yes.
God of death.
God of death, and then and himself is purify the body, and then earth, spray to the earth is Dharti Mata, is mother of the land, place, and then fire, witness of this karma is fire, and then the purify and six pinda, six rice flour balls, and put the darva, means holy grass. This holy grass, the asana means base.
Make the bed for the deceased. मृतकको लागि बेड बनाउनु भएको नि.
Yeah.
त्यही भन्नु.
A bed for the
Deceased. कसको लागि? आगोको लागि.
नहीं पिण्डदान गर्ने आसन.
आसन
So purify मतलब
गरेर
आसन.
अनि यो आसन बनाउनु भएको.
आसन राखेको जल सहित. Purify and place, and then we are going to the pindadan now. Is first pindadan, go to the mrityu sthane, in death place. There is so many evils, so many negatives energy, and then first pindadan give it to this satisfy. No disturbing to his soul. That's the reason. And second, in the Dwarasthan means doer, means home doer. This place evils, so many evils, no disturbing for him. And then second pindadan, and third, and in middle of the road, that place travel. And third, fourth in Chitasthana means fireplace. And last pinda means six pinda go to the dead body. There is also so many evils, and no disturbing. He after death, and then soul going to the preta.
To make his journey peaceful.
Peaceful. No any body that time is only just fly to the ear. Nobody see. And then we are making the one his way. Go to the heaven, smoothly go to the heaven, like when born, when I any जीवलाई के हुन्छ living beings in the mother stomach, and first month, second month, third month, fourth, fifth, and ninth month, and after make the whole body in stomach, and then come out. Like same thing is after death, first day, second day, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7 and 9 and 10 days. This is the most important of the soul. First day, go to the first day ceremony, go to the pinda and make the head. Second day, make the soldier. Third day, make the stomach. Fourth, in leg, and like same thing. It's a 10 days is make the one body, like small body after 10 days. And then go to the, slowly go to the heaven. This type of rituals we are, everybody pray to the God, his soul is go to the peace. Thank you so much. Okay. एउटा पिण्ड हातमा लिनु। हरि ओम तत्सत, हरि ओम तत्सत। विष्णु विष्णु पूर्वचारित संकल्प सिद्धिरस्तु अद्यः काश्यप गोत्रोत्पन्नः महेन्द्र नाम्ना सपत्नी सहित अहम मम अस्मत् दिवंगत पुत्र अजय नाम्नः प्रेतस्य प्रेतत्व विमुक्तये उत्तमोत्तम लोकफल प्राप्ति निमित्तये सवयस पिंडस्ते मया दीयते तबो प्रतिष्ठिताम पिंडम दत्त। ओ पहिलामा राख्नुस्, अंगूठाबाट हो त्यसरी झरादिनु, पुसमाथि राख्दिनु। एन्ड सेकेन्ड यो पहिला यो जल तेरा। हरि ओम तत्सत, हरि ओम तत्सत। विष्णु विष्णु 3 times विष्णु पूर्वचारि संकल्प सिद्धिरस्तु अद्यः वत्स काश्यप गोत्रोत्पन्न महेन्द्र नाम्ना सपत्नी सहित अहम मम अस्मत् दिवंगत पुत्र अजय नाम्नः प्रेतस्य प्रेतत्व विमुक्तये उत्तमोत्तम लोकफल प्राप्ति निमित्तये द्वारस्थाने पांथ नाम्ना एष पिंडस्ते मया दीयते तबो प्रतिष्ठिताम्। And third, जल। हरि ओम तत्सत, हरि ओम तत्सत। विष्णु पूर्वचारि संकल्प सिद्धिरस्तु अद्यः काश्यप गोत्रोत्पन्नः महेन्द्र नाम्नः सपत्नी सहित अहम मम अस्मत् दिवंगत पुत्र अजय नाम्ना प्रेतस्य प्रेतत्व विमुक्तये उत्तमोत्तम लोकफल प्राप्ति निमित्तये चत्वर स्थाने खेचर नाम्ना एष पिंडस्ते मया दीयते तबो प्रतिष्ठिताम्। हरि ओम तत्सत। विष्णु पूर्वचारि संकल्प सिद्धिरस्तु अद्यः काश्यप गोत्रोत्पन्न महेन्द्र नाम्नः सपत्नी सहित अहम मम अस्मत् दिवंगत पुत्र अजय नामना प्रेतस्य प्रेतत्व विमुक्तये उत्तमोत्तम लोकफल प्राप्ति निमित्तये विश्राम स्थाने भूतनाम्ना एष पिंडस्ते मया दीयते तबो प्रतिष्ठिताम्। Again. हरि ओम तत्सत विष्णु 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 पूर्वचारी संगल सिद्धिरस्त्वद्य काश्यप गोत्रोत्पन्न महेंद्र नामनः सपत्नी सहित अहम मम अस्मत् दिवंगत पुत्र अजय नामना प्रेतस्य प्रेतत्व विमुक्तये उत्तमोत्तम लोकफल प्राप्ति निमित्तये काष्ठ संचय स्थाने एष पिंडस्ते मया दीयते तबो प्रतिष्ठिताम्। हरि ओम तत्सत विष्णु 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 पूर्वचारी संगल सिद्धिरस्त्वद्य काश्यप गोत्रोत्पन्न महेंद्र नामनः सपत्नी सहित अहम मम अस्मत् दिवंगत पुत्र अजय नामना प्रेतस्य प्रेतत्व विमुक्तये उत्तमोत्तम लोकफल प्राप्ति निमित्तये चितास्थाने साधक नामना एष पिंडस्ते मया दीयते तबो प्रतिष्ठिताम्। एवढा पुसले ना ते हात में राहून फुल आहे ना जल। हरि ओम तत्सत विष्णु 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 पूर्वचार्य संगल सिद्धिरस्त्वद्य महेंद्र काश्यप गोत्रोत्पन्न महेंद्र नाम सपत्नी सहित हम मम अस्मत् दिवंगत पुत्र अजय नामनः प्रेतस्य प्रथम पिंड प्रत्यवने जन्मते मया दीयते तबो प्रतिष्ठिताम्। पिंड के नाथ ही रहा जल। हाँ 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 तो बन रहा फेरी दूसरों में पूर्वचार्य संगल सिद्धिरस्तु। हरि ओम तत्सत विष्णु 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 पूर्वचार्य संगल सिद्धिरस्त्वद्य काश्यप गोत्रोत्पन्न महेंद्र नामनः सपत्नी सहित अहम मम अस्मत् दिवंगत पुत्र अजय नामनः प्रेतस्य द्वितीय पिंड प्रत्यवने जन्म ते मया दीयते तपोपदिशिताम्। हरि ओम तत्सत विष्णु 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 पूर्वचारी संगल सिद्धिरस्त्वद्य काश्यप गोत्रोत्पन्न महेंद्र नामनः सपत्नी सहित अहम मम अस्मत् दिवंगत पुत्र अजय नामनः तृतीय पिंड प्रत्यवने जन्म ते मया दीयते तबो प्रतिष्ठिताम्। हरि ओम तत्सत विष्णु 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 पूर्वचार्य संगल सिद्धिरस्त्वद्य काश्यप गोत्रोत्पन्न महेंद्र नामनः सपत्नी सहित अहम मम अस्मत् दिवंगत पुत्र अजय नामनः प्रेतस्य चतुर्थ पिंड प्रत्यवने जन्म ते मया दीयते तबो प्रतिष्ठिताम्। हरि ओम तत्सत विष्णु 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 पूर्वचार्य संगल सिद्धिरस्त्वद्य काश्यप गोत्रोत्पन्न महेंद्र नामनः सपत्नी सहित अहम मम अस्मत् दिवंगत पुत्र अजय नामनः प्रेतस्य पंचम पिंड प्रत्यवने जन्म ते मया दीयते तबो प्रतिष्ठिताम्। हरि ओम तत्सत विष्णु पूर्वचार्य संगल सिद्धिरस्तु अद्यः काश्यप गोत्रोत्पन्नः महेंद्र नाम्नः सपत्नी सहित हम मम अस्मत् दिवंगत पुत्र अजय नाम्नः प्रेतस्य प्रेतत्व विमुक्तये उत्तमोत्तम लोक फल प्राप्ति निमित्तये षष्ठ पिंड प्रत्यवनेजनम ते मया दीयते तबो प्रतिष्ठिताम्। जल रहा। हरिओम तत्सत विष्णु पूर्वचार्य संगल सिद्धिरस्तु अद्यः काश्यप गोत्रोत्पन्न अजय महेंद्र नाम्न सपत्नी सहित हम मम अस्मत् दिवंगत पुत्र अजय नाम्नः प्रेतस्य षष्ठ पिंड पूजनम यथा लब्धो पचारैः सामग्री द्वारा अहम करिष्ये। बीच में रहा देना, बीच में ऐसा ही रहा, उल्टो कर, हाँ छोड़ देना, इसलिए पूजा करना चंदन में। अनाधि निधनो इसलिए हाथ 3 उंगली ले रहा वहाँ बड़ा शुरू। अनाधि निधनो देव 3 चढ़ा देना। अनाधि निधनो देव शंख चक्र गदार इसमें पढ़े। अनाधि निधनो देव शंख चक्र गदाधर अक्षय पुंडरीकाक्ष प्रेतमोक्ष प्रदो भव। अनाधि निधनो देव शंख चक्र गदाधर अक्षय पुंडरीकाक्ष प्रेतमोक्ष प्रदो भव। तुलसीदल तुलस्यामृत जनवासी सदा तुम केशव प्रिय केशवार्थे चिनोमीतं वरदा भव शोभने। वृंदावनी विश्व पूजिता विश्वभावनी पुष्पधन्वा सुगंधी च तुलसी कृष्ण जीवनी। अक्षत अक्षण्णमी वदन्तव प्रिय अधोघतस्तोघत सवानभो विप्राणविष्टया मतियो जान्दिन्दते हरि। अनाधि निधनो देव शंखचक्र गदाधर अक्षय पुंडरीकाक्ष प्रेतमोक्ष प्रदो भव। स्फुरत्सहस्रार शिखाति तीव्रं सुदर्शनं भास्करकोटितुल्यं सूर्यदिशां प्राणविनाश विष्णुश्चक्रं सदाहं शरणं प्रपद्ये। विष्णोर्मुखोत्थानिलपूरितस्य यस्य ध्वनिर्दानवदर्पहन्ता त्वं पाञ्चजन्यं शशिकोटिशुभ्रं लाभ शुभ्रं शशिकोटिशुभ्रं शङ्खं सदाहं शरणं प्रपद्ये। हिरण्मयीम्बेरसमानसारं कौमोदकिं दैत्यकुलेत्रहन्त्यं वैकुण्ठवामाग्रकरामि मिष्टां गदां सदाहं शरणं प्रपद्ये। रक्षोऽसुराणां कठिनोग्रकण्ठक्षेदक्षरक्षोणितदिग्धधारं तं नन्दकं नाम हरे प्रदीप्तं खड्गं सदाहं शरणं प्रपद्ये। यज्ञानिदानस्रवणासुराणां चेतांसि निर्मुक्तभयानि सद्य भवन्ति दैत्यासनिवाणवर्षेषाङ्गं सरामं साङ्गं सदाहं शरणं प्रपद्ये। यज्ञानिनादश्रवणासुराणां चेतांसि निर्मुक्तभयानि सद्य भवन्ति दैत्यासनिवाणवर्षेषाङ्गं सदाहं शरणं प्रपद्ये। जले रक्षतु वाराः स्थले रक्षतु वामन अष्टभ्यं नारसिंहश्च सर्वत्र पातु केशवः। धूपं ये ना यहाँ से ये पंजाब सबै में रहा आज 15 मिनट और 20 मिनट सवेरा सवेरा
सवेरा
हाथ में ले रहा हाथ में ले रहा शरीर इतना बड़ा सर ये बन रहा है क्या शरीर नहीं रहा उतना अनाधि निधनो देव शंखचक्र गदाधर अक्षय पुंडरीकाक्ष प्रेतमोक्ष प्रदो भव। डरा के नहीं
माथि में राख्नु तल
तल राख अनाधे निधनो देव शंखचक्र गदाधर अक्षय पुंडरीकाक्ष प्रेतमक्ष प्रदो भव कपूर के कपूर कपूर मुझे तो हम
कपूर
यो सुपारी पनि राख्नु
सबैमा
जति छ त्यति राख्नु छ बत्ती बाल्नु बत्ती छ बत्ती हाल्नु बत्ती छ दिया अगरबत्ती
सबमा पुग्न सुपारी
ठिकै छ जे छ त्यति फुल राख्नु छ
हाचेर राख्नु
अनि त्यतिको राख्नु
एउटामा राख्नु कुनैमा
धुप
सबैमा
होइन यहाँ राख्नु सबैमा एक कुन्टा छ दिया छ मिट्टीको दिया तलै राख तलै राख यो धुप हाल्दैन यो धुप हाल्दैन यस यो माथि हाँ धूरसिधुर्बधुर्वन्तन्धुर्वति तन्धुर्वति तन्धुर्वतन्धुर्भावः देवानामसिप प्रीतमग्गो सष्णितमं जुष्टतमं देवहोतमम् यो धूप चाहिँ यसो देखाइदिनु पिण्डलाई धूपम ओम ब्रह्मणोऽसि मुखमासिद्बाहुराजन्यकृता अगरबत्ती 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 निकल दुई तीनटा धूरसिधुर्बधुर्वन्तन्धुर्वति तन्धुर्वति तन्धुर्वतन्धुर्भावः देवानामसिप प्रीतमग्गो सष्णितमं जुष्टतमं देवहोतमम् दीपन चंद्रमा मनसा सबल चंद्रमा मनसो जातचक्षुषुद्रो अजायत श्रोत्राद्वा इष्ट प्राणस्य मुखात् निजायत वनस्पतिरसद्भूत्यो गण्डाद्यो गण्डोत्तम आग्र्यस्रवदिवानां धूपयं प्रतिगृह्यताम् राज यानी रसा यता फर्क यता फर्क बलिसक्यो दूरसिधुर्ब अनाधिनिधो देव शङ्खचक्रगदाधर अक्षयः पुण्डरीकाक्ष प्रेतमोक्षप्रदो भव यो यतापट्टि राख्नु देब्रेमा हो त्यो तल छ देब्रेमा
यसमा
देब्रेमा फुल लिएर अग्निदेवलाई प्रार्थना गर्ने अग्निको प्रार्थना गर्ने त्यो अग्नि त्वं भूतकृत भन्ने त्वं भूतकृत जगद्योने त्वं लोक परिपालकः उक्तः सांहारिक तस्मात् देतं स्वर्गं मृतं नयः एष क्रव्यादय अग्नये नमः भने एष गन्धः यो चन्दन अग्निलाई पूजा गर्ने एष गन्ध भने एष गन्ध क्रव्यादय अग्नये नमः माथि माथिबाट यसो क्रव्यादय अग्नये नमः एते अक्षता चावल एते अक्षता क्रव्यादय अग्नये नमः इमानि पुष्पाणि क्रव्यादय अग्नये नमः फुल लिएर प्रार्थना गर्ने कृत्वा तो दुष्कृतम
दुष्कृतम
कर्म
कर्म
कहाँ गयो त्यो ठिक छ कृत्वा तो दुष्कृतम
दुष्कृतम
कर्म
कर्म
जानता
जानता
वाप्य जानता वाप्य वाप्य
वाप्य
जानता
जानता
मृत्युकाल
मृत्युकाल
वसं प्राप्तम
वसंप्राप्तम
नरम
नरम
पंचत्व
पंचत्व
मागतम
मागतम
धर्माधर्म
धर्माधर्म
समायुक्तम
समायुक्तम
लोभमोह
लोभमोह
समावृतम
समावृतम
दहेयम
दहयम
सर्वगात्राणि
सर्वगात्राणि
दिव्यान
दिव्यम
लोकान
लोकम
सगच्छतुः
सगच्छतु
एष
एष
क्रव्यादय
कर्वादय
अग्नये
अग्नये
नमः अग्नये ओके ठिक छ ठिक छ अलिकति यो ज्योतिले हातमा लिने भन्ने अनादि
अनादि
निधनो देव
निधनदेव
शङ्खचक्र
शंखचक्र
गदाधर
गदाधर
अक्षय
अक्षय
पुण्डरीकाक्ष
पुण्डरीकाक्ष
प्रेतमोक्ष
प्रेतमोक्ष
प्रदो भव पिण्डमा राख त्यो माथि राख्नुपर्ने यो पिण्ड होइन कसरी राख्नु
त्यो माथि गोल मात्रै कि गोल
यो गोलो मात्रै अब खोल्दा त राख्नु शरीर खोल्दैन होला No, no, this no, no, whole thing. All here. No, no. Open गरेर राख्नु मिल्छ कि पछि
ओपन or on top of that close ओपन गरेर राख्ने हो खोलेर राख्ने हो
हो त
If it's open, I
Is
can't
it
open it. It
possible
would just
to-
be open to slide it in place.
Yeah,
down.
yeah, this fine.
ओपन राखेर अनि
Yeah.
बन्द गर्नुपर्छ
त्यही गर्दैन
हो कि माथि राख्ने
तले राख्नु
या you can
भित्र हैन
slide it.
Okay, you want to do it, or is he going to do it?
Yeah, तपाईँहरू जानुहुन्छ दुईजना
वहाँ
उहाँ आइपुग्यो कि तपाईँ
वहाँ मात्रै
सबै लिएर
No, no, just one by one.
ओके वान वी क्यान
Different places. दायाँ हाततिर यो लेफ्टमा राख्नु राइट कान्नु यसलाई राइट कान्नु
यसमा राख्नु
राख या त्यो पुरै समात्नु एउटा 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 यो पुरै भाग जति चढाएको छ त्यो ठिक छ दाहिने हातमा राखेर यसरी दिने होइन ठ्याक यसरी चाहिँ खसाल्दैन ल ठिक छ त्यसलाई ठिक छ
यसरी हैन
यसरी अङ्गुठीतिरबाट सबयस पिण्डस्ते मया दीयते तपोपदिशिताम् सेकेन्ड एक मिनट द्वारस्थाने पान्थनाम्ना एष पिण्डस्ते मया दीयते तपोपदिशिताम् चत्वरस्थाने जान फुल चत्वरस्थाने हेचरनाम्ना एष पिण्डस्ते मया दीयते तपोपदिशिताम् जति चाहन्छ पछि सबै राख्नु एकैचोटि बीचमा खस्नु भयो विश्राम स्थाने भूतनाम्ना एष पिण्डस्ते मया दीयते तपोपदिशिताम् ल ठिक छ त्यति लिएर जानु पछि एकैचोटि राख्नु उसमा काष्ठसञ्चयस्थाने प्रेतनाम्ना एष पिण्डस्ते मया दीयते तपोपदिशिताम्। यसलाई म भन्छु यो 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 ऐको जस्तै लिएर जानु। चितास्थाने साधकनाम्ना एष पिण्डस्ते मया दीयते तपोपदिशिताम्। फेरि उठाइदिनु यसलाई अलिकति समेट त उठाउनु यसलाई म बिछाउँछु अलि उता सार्नु अलि उता तान्नु उता हेल्प गर्नु ल त्यसलाई खनाइदिनु त्यसलाई फोल्ड गर्नु त्यो गार्बेजमा जानु यो सबै यसमा खनाइ यो पनि राख सबै खनाइ यो पनि पछि राख्नु ल बत्तीहरू राख्नु अनि घिउ पनि राख्नु निकाल्नु घिउ यो हातले तान्नु गङ्गा जल यसो हातमा लिएर छर्किदिनु त्यहाँ डिसमा राख्नु तुलसी का तुलसी का डाँठहरू छ यो पनि कपुर तो हिजो मैले दिएको थिएँ सायद हिजो राखिसकेको छ कपुरहरू विषय छ ठिक छ यसलाई गाँठो बनाउँदै एउटा बाँध्ने अलि यसरी बनाएर यसरी घुमाएर हो त्यसरी त्यसलाई
और माने एक रोटी गाँठो
अलिकति रह्यो यो चामल रह्यो यसलाई पनि राख्नु यसलाई खोल्नु
खोल्ने
यो पनि चामल रहेछ तल्लैबाट दुईवटा यहीँबाट पहिला गाँठो पार्नु
यहीँबाट पार्दैन
त्यहाँबाट पार्नु सजिलो हुन्छ अनि योसँग गर्नु
यो
दुईवटा मिलाएर यो यसरी गाँठो पार्नु हो त्यसरी फनक्क घुमाउनु भित्र पार्नु त्यो पनि छ त्यो लिएर उहाँलाई आमालाई पनि यसो छुवाउनु सबै भाइलाई पनि यसो छुवाएर अनि हजुरले लगेर भित्र राख्नु भित्र जाने होइन त्यही हातमा यसो छुवाइदिनु जस्ट टच गरेर न जानु पर्यो जानु पर्ने बस टच गरिदियो हजुरले लिएर जानु इनसाइड अनाधि निधनो देव शंखचक्र गदाधर अक्षय पुंडरीकाक्ष प्रेतमोक्ष प्रदो भव everybody stand up and then pray final उसको लेफ्ट में
ये लक्ष्मण रखी
फुल देर प्रार्थना ओम अतपुरुषो हवै नारायणो कामयत प्रजा सृजयेति नारायणात् प्राणो जायते मनः सर्वेन्द्रियाणि च खम्बायुर्ज्योतिरापः पृथिवी विश्वस्य धारिणी नारायणात् ब्रह्मा जायते नारायणात् रुद्रो जायते नारायणात् इन्द्रो जायते नारायणात् द्वादशादित्या रुद्रा वसवः सर्वाणि च छन्दागुंसि नारायणात् देवसमुत्पद्यन्ते नारायणे प्रवर्तन्ते नारायणे प्रलीयन्ते ॐ अथ नित्यो नारायणः ब्रह्मा नारायणः शिवश्च नारायणः शक्रश्च नारायणः कालश्च नारायणः दिशश्च नारायणः विदिशश्च नारायणः ऊर्ध्वश्च नारायणः अधश्च नारायणः अन्तर्बहिश्च नारायणः नारायणाय वेदगुं सर्वं यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यं निष्कलो निरञ्जनो निर्विकल्पो निराख्यातो शुद्धो देवैको नारायणः न द्वितीयस्ति कश्चित् स विष्णुरेव भवति स विष्णुरेव भवति हरि ओम् इत्यग्रे व्याहरेण मैति पश्चात् नारायणायुक्तिपदिष्टात् ॐ इत्येकाक्षरं नम इति द्वे अक्षरे नारायणायेति पञ्चाक्षराणि एतद्वै नारायणसाष्टाक्षरं पदम् यो ह वै नारायणसाष्टाक्षरपदमद्वेति अनबभ्रुवः सर्वमायुरेति विन्दते प्रजापत्यग्धुम्राजस्पोकं गोपत्यं ततो वृतस्तमश्नुते इति य एवं वेदः प्रत्यगानन्दं ब्रह्मपुरुषं प्रणवस्वरूपम् अकार उकार मकार इति तानेकधा संहरत्तदेतदमिति यमुक्त्वा मुच्यते योगी जन्मसंसारबन्धनात् ओम नमो नारायणाय इति मंत्रोपासकः वैकुण्ठभुवनलोकं गमिष्यति तदिदं परं पुण्डरीकं विज्ञानघनं तस्मात् तदिदावन्धात्रं ब्रह्मण्यो देवकी पुत्रो ब्रह्मण्यो मधुसूदनः सर्वभूतस्तमेकं नारायणः कारणरूपमकाररूपः परब्रह्मोऽहम् एतदथर्वशिरो योधीते प्रार्तधियानो रात्रकृतं पापं नाशयति सायमधियानो दिवसकृतं पापं नाशयति माद्यान्तिनामादित्याभिमुखो धियान पञ्चपातकोपातकात् प्रयुज्यते सर्ववेदपारायण पुण्यं लभते नारायण सायुज्यमवाप्नोति नारायण सायुज्यमवाप्नोति य एवं वेदः सहनाववतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करभावहे तेजस्विनामधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहे हरि ओम् सन्नो मित्रः संवरुणः सन्नो भवत्वर्जमान् सन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः सन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वाय त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्भक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु भक्तारम् ॐ सहस्रशीर्षं देवं विश्वाक्षं विश्वसम्भवं विश्वं नारायणं देवम् अक्षरं परमं पदं विश्वतः परमानित्यं विश्वं नारायणं हरे विश्वमेवेदपुरुषस्तद्विश्वमुपजीवति पतिं विश्वस्य आत्मेश्वरगुं शाश्वतं शिवमच्युतं नारायणं महागेयं विश्वात्मानं परायणं नारायणपरो ज्योतिरात्मा नारायणः परः नारायणपरं ध्यानं ध्यानं नारायणः परः यच्च किञ्च जगत्सर्वं दृश्यते सूर्यते विवा अन्तर्बहिश्च तत्सर्वं व्याप्य नारायणस्थितः अनन्तमव्ययं कविगुं समुद्रन्तं विश्वसम्भवं पद्मकोशप्रतीकाशं हृदयं चाप्यदोमुखम् अधोनिष्ठावितशान्तेनाभ्यामुपरि तिष्ठति ज्वालामालाकुलं भाति विश्वस्यायतनं महत् सन्ततग्गुशिलाविष्टोलम्बत्याकोशसन्निभं तस्यान्ते सुशिरगुं सूक्ष्मं तस्मिन् सर्वं प्रतिष्ठितं तस्य मध्ये वह्निशिखाणिवर्धा विवस्थिता नीलतो यदमध्यस्था विद्युल्लेखे भवास्वरा नीवारशुकवत्तन्दीपित्वा वास्यत्रणोपमा तस्यां शिखायां मध्ये परमात्मा विवस्थितः स ब्रह्मः स शिवः सेन्द्र स हरि परमेश्वरात् ऋतकुशत्तं परं ब्रह्म पुरुषं कृष्णपिङ्गलम् ऊर्ध्वरेतं विरूपाक्षं विश्वरूपाय वै नमो नमः हरि ओं द्यौः शान्तिरन्तरिक्षगुं शान्तिः पृथिवी शान्तिरावः शान्तिरोषधयः शान्तिः वनस्पतयः शान्तिर्विश्वे देवाः शान्तिब्रह्म शान्तिः सर्वगुं शान्तिः शान्तिरेव शान्तिः श्यामा शान्तिरेधि Everybody follow me. Anadi, Nidhano Deva, Sankachakra, Gadadhara, Akshaya, Pundarikaksha, Pretamoksha, Pradobhava, Sri Rama Rama, Rameti, Rame Rame, Manorame, Sahasranama, Tattulyam, Ramanama, Varanane, Anadi, Nidhano Deva, Sankachakra, Gadadhara, Akshaya, Pundarikaksha, Pretamoksha, Pradobhava, Om Shantihi, Om Shantihi, Om Shantihi. Makira.
चंदन लकड़ी
क्यों था इंस्ट्रूमेंट तो बड़ा हाँ
You may be seated, ladies and gentlemen.
The ritual part is over, so I'm going to have everybody speak, and then we'll have them come.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the formal ritual has concluded. It's always difficult to stand before a group of younger people. And I say that because I looked in the mirror and my hair's getting a little gray, but my memories of Drew are not that far behind me. And it is a very special place, a place that Ajay thrived and grew and loved and made friends, never forgetting where he came from, because he honored those traditions by how he lived and how he lives through us. We're going to hear from some special people who are going to share some thoughts and memories of Ajay, but I wanted to start our time with three things two of which came this morning. I always get those things in my email to enlighten my day. I always think that if we're not learning something each day, we're not really living each day. And also seeing what I see on a daily basis, as eternally the optimist that I am, it's still good to have some readings and things that make sense to remind you. The first is the blanket I made for Ajay's parents behind you. It's a quote that I have as you exit our funeral home on a big sign before you pull out of our lot. Happiness, not in another place but this place, not for another hour but this hour. Ajay knew the value of living every moment. From the videos I saw and from what I heard from his friends, every moment with each of you was special and unique. With his brother and his parents, he thrived to enjoy and understand and learn from others. I heard how he was constantly living in the moment for others. Not a bad way to live life. So it was only appropriate that this morning a quote by C.S. Lewis popped up. You don't have a soul. You are a soul. You have a body. And so we are grateful that we have this physical body back. As you saw in the ritual this morning, that soul is omnipresent. And then, again, for all my fellow Druids, the mind will not always remember exactly what happened, but the heart will always remember the feeling. I encourage you all to remember the feeling you have right now, and let it not be an anchor, but rather a propeller to keep living. Let this not bring you down and make you bitter, but let it strengthen and embolden you to go out and live the life Ajay wanted all of you to live, and live for him. That's not a funeral director cliche. That's the reality that I've come to know. And my prayer and my wish for all of you is that you leave here with hope. Not just hope in your hearts, but hope in your actions. If we want to honor this young man, that's what we will do. I don't have a particular order for who's going to speak. I think his brother is going to speak at the end. I think that would be a nice way to sum it up. So, because I've known them both the longest, but I'm going to call Frank Merckx to come up and go first. He can yell at me later for bringing him up first. And I would ask those of you just introduce yourself for everybody so they know who you are, because there's a lot of people watching remotely.
Hi, I am Frank Merckx. I am the Vice President of Enrollment Management and Student Life at Drew, and I had the great privilege of working with Ajay for his entire time at Drew. I met him probably in orientation at some point, and then at that point on, he would routinely stop into my office, say hello. He has worked for us in so many different ways. He was such a bright light and an important part of our campus. He was very important to so many of us in so many different ways. One of the things I said in a virtual memorial for him was that he just did about everything on campus. There is not a single job he did not hold, whether he was paid for it, whether he volunteered. There's not a single person that he saw who might have been suffering that he did not offer to help. He always was reaching out to make this world a better place. And he just lived this brilliant, brilliant life through his smile that emanated from his eyes, through his mouth, and he just embraced you in every time that he looked at you. Our campus is going to be incredibly different without his presence there. He will always be remembered and a part of our hearts, but we miss him. We miss him being there. And we hope, again, that we will always keep his memory with us. I am so grateful for his friends. I'm grateful for his family that is here. This has been a really tough 3 months for all of us. It has been hard, and this is not really the outcome that we wanted. But we're so thankful that we were able to live with Ajay, to be able to learn from him, learn alongside him, and to be able to hold him in our heart forever. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank. I'm going to ask Dr. Sandra Jameson, his advisor and friend, to come forward.
I'm not good at this, so I did write something down, so excuse me for reading it. I was Ajay's academic advisor, and in his first semester he learned something that it takes other students a long time to work out. If he signed up for the very last slot of my day, he could talk to me for as long as he wanted to, and he often did. He would bound into my office. Before I could say a word, he'd say, "How are you, Professor?" And it was a genuine question. It wasn't just because he was raised to be polite. In addition to "I'm good," I would usually say what I was working on, and at the end of the conversation, he would wish me luck with that project. And next time I saw him, he would often ask me questions about it. It wasn't just about being polite. It wasn't an empty question. He really cared. I've thought about all the things I could say to capture what an exceptional young man I found Ajay to be, but it's all there in those simple, caring greetings. He made everyone he talked to feel as if he cared deeply about how they were, because he did. Many of our conversations were about how we can do good in the world. Some were about the dilemmas of service and the most effective way to help others. Ironically, many of those conversations drew on readings from my seminar that he had to take because he was a civic scholar. He did not like that course at the time, he told me later. But when he came back from winter break, he rushed into my office excitedly to tell me that he had told his brother all about Andrew Carnegie's Gospel of Wealth, which we had read in the seminar, and he realized that he needed to know more. He needed to take humanities courses and economics courses and get a deeper understanding how everything worked. He dropped all the classes he was supposed to take that semester and signed up for a bunch of others. In typical fashion, he was so busy taking all of those other courses that he only got around to declaring his major on January 14th of this year, even though he was a junior, and probably only Ajay could get away with that. We plotted out the courses he still needed to take, and he was delighted to find that he could graduate on time with a double major in computer science and economics, and a minor in physics. When he clicked, and the Drew students will know this, you click a button to declare your major, and it's like it doesn't feel anything until you click it, and then it's a big deal. And he just got this grin on his face that was so large, and he laughed that laugh that you all know and love. And then he turned around and he said, "Thank you, Professor." I so love the way Ajay took all the opportunities Drew offers and found something positive in everything that happened to him. "No, Professor, it's good," he would say with surprise whenever I commiserated about something. He told me how lucky he was that he got to work in so many different offices on campus because it helped him to understand how privileged he was. And it gave him insight into what it meant to receive help, not just give it. One of my pleasures as a professor is watching students grow into themselves through their time at Drew. Ajay started out a little lost. He was so bad at getting to my 9 a.m. class that I had to assign other students to go bang on the door to wake him up. But as he took on more responsibility, he rose to the challenge, and he became a central part of our campus and our community, and a very fine young man. I am just so glad and so honored that I got to know him, and he has changed the way I think about so many things moving forward. So thank you to his family for lending him to us.
Thank you for those beautiful words. So before his brother speaks on behalf of the family, is there anybody else in this immediate room who would like to come forward? You don't have to have anything prepared and you have a minute or two, you just come from your heart. I know that's hard. to share a story. Yeah, you can come forward, absolutely.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Arsene Lumami. I'm an international student at the university, and I'm glad that the family gave me the chance to be here and to speak of the memory that I had for AJ. So I'm very sad to hear the news last month, because I work at the Commons, and I met Ajay the day he got lost. And on that day, we were talking as usually. He was checking on me, asking if I was doing well and how my schoolwork were going. And I was joking with him, And before he left, I had some pens with me. He asked me if he could take the pens. And after that, he just left. And like every day, I know that he will go and he will come back again the following day. I will see him again, we will talk, we will laugh. But after 2 days, or after 1 day, so some friends came and asked me that, did you see Ajay? I was like, yes, I saw him yesterday. He said, we can't find him anymore. I was like, maybe he's just somewhere, he'll come back. So from that day until the day I heard the news, I had hope that he will still come back. And I would seem like they used to see me every day at the Common. He will laugh, he will check on me, he will ask me how I'm doing. But last month I realized that the result is not the way I was thinking of seeing him again. And since that day, I'm trying to wrestle with this news. Like, did this really happen? Because I could not believe that happened. But I'm very happy, and I'm grateful to God to meet AJ, a great person who see just new students on campus, go and ask them if they need something. Ask them questions if they want him to help him to get a job on campus, if they will need of like food or any other things. A friend who always come to the Commons and ask me every day if I'm doing well. I'm happy that to see his leadership on campus. He served as a hire and also as one of the tour guide who was leading people on campus with a great smile, with patience, and I could see people ask him questions. He was happy and patient to give them the answers. He was a great friend to me because we used to play soccer together, we tease at each other, we could meet at like Christmas time, we share the food together, we laugh, we tease each other. I know that I'll never be again able to see him physically, but I know he will live in our heart, and all the good memories that we had with him will live forever in our heart. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. You meet those special friends that never go. And again, that smile that I've heard so much about. Who else would like to share?
Take off the lens. I hope I can make it through this with a clear voice. My name is Joseph Obonyo.
I'm Janak.
I'm Jason. Jason and I were his roommates freshman year. Janak, we're just great friends. I'll just start by saying, when you're still here, every day when someone asks me, like, how's your day today, Joseph? Like, what's going on? Instead of talking about myself, everything I would talk about was Ajay. He introduced himself to me as Ajay. Janak eventually told me the correct pronunciation is Ajay. But if someone asked me, like, okay, what are you doing right now? What have you been doing? What's your plans? Everything would be like, I talked to Ajay today, he's doing fine. I'm supposed to meet up with Ajay later. Or Ajay was encouraging to me about anything that was going on in my life, classes, busy with all these things. even if we didn't see each other on any day, my day was always revolving around him. So this past semester, him not being around, it felt really empty. But when I saw Shiva, once he found out that he had gone, I felt whole again. Because Shiva said that he could feel Ajay's energy around campus. And because of that, I now feel it everywhere I go. We always took walks together, and he walks with me everywhere.
Like everyone know Ajay, and like Mr. Dean said earlier, he was involved with many things on campus. And among friends, we had this joke that no one really actually graduates Drew without knowing Ajay. So that was his influence on all of us. There were times when I had to stay on campus during summer and winter breaks, and I know how hard it is, but with Ajay being there with me, it felt like home. He was like a family to me. And I just want to thank Ajay for all the moments that he brought into our lives. I know life is going to be different with him not being in it, but we'll miss our friend. Yeah.
Just as Joseph mentioned, Ajay is our best friend, and we are being roommates for like 2 years already. There are so many great moments we have been through together. He's always kind to us. He's always kind to everyone. We went to travel. We went to eat food. We went to hang out. There's so many great moments that I will forget. I won't forget for my whole life. He's a great friend. He's a great person. Thank you.
I just want to give some more. Just some happy memories. The four of us, Ajay, Jason, Janak, and I, like you mentioned, we took a trip to DC. It was spring break 2019. We didn't realize spring break was still cold. It was our first holiday here, and we had to walk to the train station to get to New York to take the bus there. And we walked through 10 inches of snow to get the train station. And then at least 7 blocks actually, to get to the bus to then go to DC. Once we got to DC, it was cold every day, freezing. Jason was dragging us to all the museums. And we would spend at least 5-6 hours every day walking. It was his favorite thing to do, walking. And I don't know how we survived walking in the cold every single day. Sometimes in snow, sometimes in rain. But we stuck together all the time, even though sometimes it took either one of us dragging all the rest. You know, we did it anyway, and we enjoyed our experience together.
Yeah, just when we are glancing at the photos for that trip, everything becomes so valuable at this moment.
I remember when we stayed over summer, we were rooming with Freddie, Janak, me. Jason joined us once in a while. We would cook together. Freddie and I, because of our job, we didn't get lunch complimentary. We had to cook ourselves. Janak and Ajay at least had lunch. When we cooked dinner together, we would try and save some food to eat in the morning and the afternoon. But we could never do it because the four of us ate too much. A lot of the time we had to look at Ajay like, those are our leftovers, you can't finish everything. And in the beginning, Freddie and I would do all the cooking. Ajay was was a little bit clueless, but eventually it got the point where he then cooked for all of us because he had been watching us, and he learned from us, and he was then able to cook for all of us and serve us. And even though we're all sad right now, there's a lot that we can share, and we're happy that we can finally gather like this. And Shiva, you're our brother too. Don't forget that. We're all your brothers and sisters here. Ajay's mom and dad, we are your sons or your daughters. We're here with you. Thank you.
Thanks.
They are your sons and your daughters, and they mean it. Thank you. Tulsi?
Good morning. My name is Tulsi Maharjan, President of the Friends of Nepal, New Jersey. It's unfortunate that we never got to meet Ajay, hearing his wonderful stories. It's his adventure and all that. But as I said, sometimes I guess the world has, changed. I mean, 40 years ago when I went to college, I used to look for Nepalese families nearby. But now with the technology, we take it for granted. And I would like to, especially the Nepalese students at the Drew University, connect with us, and we can, provide whatever help you need. We might not be able to provide you funding, but words, maybe, one day you can come have a dal bhat. I mean, who knows? But the thing is, let's stay connected. As I said, it's unfortunate that, we never had opportunity to meet, but we are right here. Our big Nepalese community in New Jersey could have help, and I'm very sorry that I never got to meet Ajay, but मुहाबुवाहरूलाई चाहिँ नि हाम्रो श्रद्धाञ्जली हामीले केही गर्न पाएन तर ऊ चाहिँ नि हाम्रो मनमा चाहिँ नि सधैँ हुनेछ हामीले गर्न सक्नेहरू सबै हामी चाहिँ नि मद्दत गर्नेछु तपाईहरुलाई भेट्न पाउँदाखेरि धन्यवाद
Thank you, Tulsi. And for any students who, if you ever want to travel to Nepal or need anything, Dr. Maharjan is a great resource, and they're happy to help you all in any way they can, understanding customs and rituals as you continue to honor Ajay in the months and years ahead. I thought there was somebody in the back who wanted to speak. Did you want to come up? Sure.
Hi everybody, my name is Karina Salvi. I currently serve as the CLA Student Government President. So, thank you for making me not feel alone. I miss you so much, and I just hope you are at peace. My mom and I were very excited the first few weeks, well my mom was, when I told her there were Indians on campus, and I told her about you. She was so excited and so grateful because she knew how scared I was in the beginning. Saturday, my mom and I sat together and cried watching and hearing your voice. We all miss you so much. We will make sure every student knows who you are. You were the light of Drew. You made life brighter, and you always made people smile no matter what. I'll never forget the first time I met you and us talking about where we were from, and you were so surprised that I understood Marathi and Hindi, and you were explaining to me about the home, SASA, and South Asian Student Association, and you told me that I would find a home here at Drew, and that I wouldn't be alone. Remember when you asked about my Ajaba? He also watched Saturday too. I'll never forget us listening to Lata Mangeshkar together. Hearing the acoustic version of Tera Bina Zindagi Se during the video Saturday made my mom cry even more. I pray to Ganesha that you are at peace. Your soul and heart always reminded me of that short saying, and we always used to laugh about it all the time, from Amar Akbar Anthony. Anhoni ko honi kar de honi ko anhoni. You were such a light, and your heart was always warm like the three brothers, as we always joked about each and every one of them. You always mentioned to me and told me traveling and going out, and I was always scared to travel and be ambitious in the world by myself. You were so ambitious and brave and ready to face the world. You also always told me, Karina, not to stress, don't stress so much, don't overthink. But I continued, of course. I appreciate so much your lens of simplicity in life, because it took me a while to realize what you kept saying to me, but the true beauty of life is in the simplicity of things. Like you said, sunsets, sitting outside, staring at the sky, and being still and appreciating around you the things you have. I miss you, Ajay, and I'm doing my best to provide the warmth for everyone here as well as myself. I hope you know how loved you are. We all want you to know that. And I hope you are doing okay up there with Ganesha. We love you, and without you, I probably wouldn't have known about everything that Drew has, and what true community looks like, and what the important things in life are. My mom also wouldn't be smiling today, knowing her daughter was safe and had a comfortable environment and felt proud to be a South Asian woman on campus. Fortunately, Ganesha crossed our paths, and I wouldn't be where I am today without your positive words, encouragement you always gave me in the EC, and all the times we were laughing and singing. And one thing I truly appreciate is every time I went and sang on an Instagram Live, you would always be the one who was there. I remember you asked me, Karina, can you please sing one more time for me? And I sang again for him that day, and he messaged me and told me that he was sleeping while he was listening, and he really enjoyed it. We will make sure everyone knows who you are. I love you and I miss you, as does my mom. Thank you for everything, Ajay Sah.
Thank you so much for those beautiful words. We do have time for one or two more. Sure.
Hello, everyone. Namaste, Auntie, Uncle. Namaste, Shiva. Ajay, yours is a simple happiness, and your seva is true seva. You teach us so much about what it is to be happy, what it is to love, what it is to be part of the world, part of nature, not separate. We tell each other different histories, the narratives of different peoples around the world, our own peoples and others that we've learned. This is how we build kinship across nations, across divides. You are a leader in this way. You are a leader of the people, of our generation. And the way that you walk is the way that we must all walk in seeking peace and prosperity for humanity. We watch together Bollywood videos. We keep each other company in March 2020, when so many people went home and we were all scared, and even then mourning for the deaths to come. You helped me mourn my grandmother. And we talk about loving people so far away and yet so close. And yet there is so much that each of us here did not get to do with him. Plans that were made, plans that were spoken, ideas shared. You wanted me to accompany you to walk the Arboretum at night so that you could see the stars. But you were scared of the dark. You wanted to learn what it is to play Dungeons and Dragons. You wanted to play pool with my friends. I wanted to learn to make cha so that I could share with you and maybe remind you of home. And I never made you Maggie because you missed it that one time. But in all of this, I want to invite my friends and everyone here that let us speak his name and remember and honor him when we do these things that we planned to do and that we wanted to do with him. And in that way, keep his spirit with us, that we can remember and act that true happiness, that true seva, that we can serve. And that though Ajay is no longer with us in body, his spirit comes with us as we work together to build that peace. And we work across the divides, across the boundaries. In his name and in so many others. We honor him this way. We honor you, Ajay, by speaking across the boundaries. And this is what we learn at Drew. This is what Ajay teaches us. And let us have more opportunities and let us take them always. Namaste.
Thank you for sharing. Anybody else?
Good morning, everyone. Namaste. My name is Amit Shah, founder and president of Mithila Center USA, and also the founding vice president of Madison Association in America. Ajay and his family been very close to us. We're from the same place in Nepal, same district, Sirhat district, very small district. And the day we came to know about missing him from the Shiva when he arrived in New York, we've been shocked. And our entire community, Nepali community, and our Madesi community in America was so much worried and start helping doing what we can do. Coincidentally, my own brother, we are 3 siblings, and my youngest brother name is also Ajay Shah, spelled exactly the same. So the day is become public, and when we were on in the process of search and trying our social media campaign and everything to help and try to put our effort to find him. When I put in also my social media, I had like hundreds of calls from my own family members and everybody from Nepal and our community about worrying. So that I feel like still somehow I don't have an exact word to express myself, but seem like connected with our family and everybody. And seeing like so many now, listening from so many wonderful people, his close friends, and then Drew family especially, I even now came to know more about how wonderful soul he was. Day before yesterday, the uncle, auntie, Ajay parent arrived. We talking. and able to know about more about his childhood, how wonderful he was, how adventurous, even in Nepal when he was little kids. And he was a smartest, intelligent guy, had so much dream to come, to do a lot of things. And I'm pretty much sure he's not, as many of you already said, he's not with us physically, but his soul, he is around us. He'll be always in our heart. And as a family members or community or even the friends and the Jew and around the world, will we do our best to, be part of his dream. Whatever, even he's not here, we can do whatever you can do, and we can do to contribute and keep his spirit for him. I just like to say a few words in our culture, language. So many people watching us. सबको के फिर से हम जते भी अपन सब समाज के हम सब अभी अमेरिका में छी एकटा हमरा सबके एकदम मर्माहत दिन छै जे आई के दिन हम सब एकटा अमेरिका के न्यू जर्सी शहर में हमरा सबके समाज के मधेसी समाज के मिथिला समाज के नेपाली समाज के एकटा होनहार व्यक्ति बहुत छोट उम्र में हमरा सबके छोड़ के अजय शाह विदा भेलखिन भ गेल छै उनकर पार्थिव शरीर हमरा सबके पास अभी वर्चुअल रूप में हमरा यहाँ जे जीवित नहीं छै लेकिन हमरा यहाँ के सबके आत्मा में कतौ न कतौ बसल रहते छै आ हुनका के परिवार प्रति विशेष रूप से उनकर माता पिता छथिन एजा उनकर भाई से हुनका प्रति हम अपन व्यक्तिगत हम अपन परिवार और सारा मधेसी समुदाय और नेपाली समुदाय की तरफ से दोनों हाथ जोड़ के हम हार्दिक श्रद्धांजलि अर्पण करना चाहिए उनकर चीर आत्मा के कामना करी छिए and his soul will rest in the peace. Life is like a journey for everybody, for everyone. At some point we have to make an exit, no matter what, today or tomorrow or day after tomorrow. And he took the exit earlier, but I'm pretty much sure his exit is for the safe and in the heaven. So we all pray for, we'll all pray, Om Shanti, Om Shanti.
Thank you so much, and we have one more, I believe. Sure, come on up. Hi. I'll just keep this on, actually. My name is Sydney. Ajay was one of the first people I ever met on Drew University. It was like the second or third day I had come to campus as a freshman, and I went to a Civic Scholars event in Clinton, New Jersey called America's Grow a Row, and we were working together putting vegetables and fruit into trucks, and we were part of the same group that was putting the vegetables into the crates and then hauling them into the trucks. So that's how I first met him, and we shared a lot of struggles and aspirations together. He was always interested in music, wanted to play the guitar. He said he missed the way his mother sang to him. We wanted to play a song together. We wanted to play Hey Soul Sister by the group Train. He told me he wanted to be a writer, and I said, well, let's do it. You know, I'll do the music, you'll do the writing. We'll make movies together. Well, he was very curious about cultures and religions, and so was I. And we wanted to visit a mosque together just to explore New York City. I'm from New York, so I like to take him to museums and out to eat in different places. And the thing that I keep remembering about him coming to visit me was we just spent the day together. It was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It was a hot, hot day. And we were getting ready to say goodbye, and I said to him, so where are you headed? And he said, I'm actually going to go to Queens. I said, well, what do you have, what are you doing there? He says, I'm going to go and I'm going to get a jar of pickles for my friend Joseph. I said, really? Why? How do you, for what reason? I said, I just want to give it to him as a gift. I said, yeah, it's a hot day. Are you sure? He said, yeah, I'm sure. He was absolutely sure. I said, have you ever been there? Are you sure? Absolutely sure. And I was blown away, and he was just an amazing person and full of love and willing to do anything for his friends. And I love him and I miss him, and I just wanted to say that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And again, this is always hard to conclude our time because it could go on forever. As I watched the wonderful tribute you all put together on Saturday night, obviously I had quite a few flashbacks myself of the Arboretum at night and the wonderful home in the forest that we all shared. And I encourage you all to keep telling those stories. As I said, write them down so his parents and friends and family in Nepal can see what their little boy, and it'll always be their little boy, the man that he became, the man that he still is, the man and the human being that grows in all of us. As I was with his family last night down in Islin, as they wanted to get a few things prepared today, they bought this little seedling. It has very much different meaning, and we can talk about that another time. But as I was standing there listening to all of you, AJ's planted in your hearts. The seed is there. All of us have an obligation to continue to nurture who he was, is, and will be. So in a moment, as we all pass by his casket, I want you to look at this. And as Ajay appreciated the little things in life, the unique things, the special things, I encourage you to look at this plant, the seedling. And as you walk out those doors, remember that he grows with all of us. I'm going to ask his brother to come forward to share with us some words on behalf of the family.
Thank you everyone for coming here. I love you, Ajay. I love you a lot. And I will always love you.
I'll be here. I'll just be here. That's fine.
No, leave me and Ajay alone.
सब ठीक है
देखो तो कितने बढ़िया से व्यवस्था करी देखिए यह है फोटो है सब चीज ठीक ठाक डिजाइन है
You got this. He gives it to you. Ajay gives it to you. Take it. Okay? I'm going to be right behind you over here. Come stand here. Come stand here.
Sorry about that. Ajay taught us so many things. Like, I never knew how much impact he had on campus among all of you. Like, looking at this support, wherever Ajay is, he would be so proud. He would be so happy to have friends like you guys, to have support like you guys, to have like all of this wonderful care and love that I don't even think Ajay even realized it. He was such an amazing soul. Sometimes he believed in something. First of all, he was so humble. He never thought that like of anything. Like he never thought like he always used to keep himself so low profile. Everything like. He was such a wonderful person. He taught me one of the very important lessons of life, that to enjoy each and every moment is such a precious thing that we all should do. To live in the present moment is what he did and is what we all should do. And that's what probably he wants us to realize. We never know what tomorrow is going to look like. I literally met with my brother Ajay in the New Year week. I was with him. I went to New York. Some of his friends joined me. Nipun was there, Joseph was there, Janak was there. Ajay always mentioned about like some of his closest friends. He mentioned about Sandra Yu. He mentioned about like Clara. He also mentioned about so many wonderful people. And I am so proud that I'm a brother of Ajay, and so are my parents. The loss my parents had, it's such an unimaginable thing that it's such an unbearable thing that like it is so hard. But once again, thank you for all of your support. Wherever Ajay is, he would be so proud of the care and the love that he had, even in this strange place. It's only been like few months that I'm here, and like looking at this much of support from everyone, I'm so happy that I'm Ajay's brother, and so are my parents. This own is always going to be in my heart, and so it's going to be in my parents' heart. We're always going to miss Ajay. We're always going to love Ajay. But once again, from behalf of my family and me and all, I would like to thank everyone who came here, who helped find Ajay, everyone who supported in the journey so far. And we should always remember to give back to the community, to serve back without expecting anything. And that is Ajay did, and that's why we have so much support here. So when we serve others and when we take care of ourselves, when we enjoy the present moment, and when we always think of good for others, there are going to be thousands of people to support you, and you'll never know. I love you, Ajay. I'll always miss you. Thank you.
I know sometimes it's hard when you see the emotive reactions of other people. As hard as that is, there is beauty. In my first-year seminar, they still do first-year seminars? Dr. George Harold Jennings, there's a book we read, and it's been, again, 20 years since I graduated Drew, but this is one thing that still sticks with me every day. In that book we read, there's a quote that says, "You must go into the dark in order to come out into the light." Very simply, that means we can't go around this. We have to go through it. As he just said, we go through it together. We go through it supported by family and friends and by Ajay himself. And I encourage you all, there are so many resources at Drew and beyond. If you ever need to talk, you ever need just an ear to listen, don't hold it in. Go for that walk in the Arboretum. Go knock on your professor's door. Reach out, because that's what family is about. And that goes for all of you. When you come visit from Nepal, we want to see you. We want to see your family again. So as hard as that was to see, I hope you all together go through and would come out into the light. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Ajay's family, again, a very sincere thank you to, obviously, the Drew administration, the Drew family, the Madison and Morris County police departments, that prosecutor's office that have stayed so involved, to the Nepalese community here and obviously in Nepal, and all just the Madison residents and all the residents and communities throughout New Jersey and New York that really helped in that search. There were tens of thousands of people that really looked and tried to help. And now is our ability to lay him to rest. Traditionally, we're going to do a couple things to honor custom and also obey all the rules that we have given the current pandemic. In a moment, members of my care team are going to ask all of those who were in the garden, you're going to be coming in one single line the way you came in, and we're going to actually do it in reverse. There's a little basket of flowers. Everybody's going to take one, and you're going to go on the back side of the casket, and you're going to come around. It's custom to walk around the physical body of the one we love, and you'll deposit your flower, since it's closed today, in a little basket in front, and we will make sure those flowers are placed on the casket prior to the cremation. After you've placed your flower, you're going to walk, and I know his parents want to certainly thank you. So what would be an appropriate custom is just to face them with your hands together and bow. That would be very appropriate. And then we're going to have you just exit the main chapel back to your vehicles. After everybody has departed, I'm going to ask just our priest and his parents and brother to remain here. We will conclude privately with the cremation, and then they'll be outside if anybody wishes to join them. If you didn't sign the register book, please do, as the family wants to properly thank you later on. Additionally, there's some memorial cards and a nice poem there. If you want to take for family and friends who couldn't be here, you're certainly welcome to do so. I would ask that those of you in the chapel that are seated, please stay seated until the very end. We would like the full crowd to come through. Mom wants to say something? Absolutely. Bring her here and then we can...
My son, हमारा अजय बाबू बहुत नीक चले गए, पर मम्मी का हर एक चीज मारे चले गए। मम्मी आगे कति चाहिए सब पूरा हुआ।
He used to love his mom so
I
much.
love you, मम्मी कहे तो लव को आने बोले। अब पर बुआ के गए चले पकड़ो से।
No, I'm sorry.
I love you, Ajay. I love you. I love you, Ajay. I love you. I love you, Ajay. I love you, Ajay. I love you. I love you, Ajay. I love you,
As a mother's love never fades for her son, so may our love for Ajay and his love for us never leave us. Thank you all. Please travel safe. print it there for me, however you can. Mom, dad, and brother, along with the priest, come with us to this point. So if you wanted to pay your respects at the casket, now would be the time to do so. And then afterwards, I would kindly ask you just to step out of the main chapel, please. Just mom, dad, and his brother, and obviously our priest. I need mom to sign. This is for the cremation. Just right here. Again, only mom, dad, and the priest are going to follow. Everybody else is going to stay. Okay? Yeah. Hang on, let me get him behind you. Yeah. Okay. We're going to come this way. Yep. Oh, hang on 1 second. Okay.